Hey guys, BadInfos here with a top 5 video. 2005 was absolutely the worst year for video games in my eyes. Making this list was very hard and not all the games here are super memorable or special to me. However, I did enjoy playing them and they deserve a spot on it. So here are in my opinion the 5 best games released in the year 2005. Chicken Attack Deluxe. Yes, I know you're surprised and I guess you are not listening. It is the worst year, so some of the games here are weird and stupid. In Chicken Attack you are a chicken whose sole purpose is to keep the ball on the playing field. It's similar to games like the X-Ball, but with a lot more chicken. What I like about it is the unique art style, not only of the structure layout but the NPCs too. The monkey lookalikes are nice distractions which would make you lose a life at any given opportunity. You can collect power-ups, some of which would not help you at all, others give you more life, extra balls, balls with razor blades and a few more. It's a goofy game which has 119 levels. Yes, you heard me right, 119, and guess what? I completed them all. Yep, over a course of a few years, a level or two a week, and I managed to do it. Ed, Edd n Eddy, the Misadventures. Boy oh boy, this video gets weirder and weirder. What the heck is this BadInfos? Are you messing with us? Well, my wonderful viewers, I present you with the ugliest game ever made. Yeah, no joke, it looks terrible. If you're not a fan of the show Ed, Edd n Eddy, then don't bother trying it out. You'll not like it. For those of us who see through the bad graphics and were huge fanboys of the show in the early 2000s, this game is everything we wanted. Well, apart from good graphics, but we can't have everything. The goal of the game is the same as in the show: get the jawbreakers. You have to scam the kids for money, which you can use to buy the juicy jawbreakers. Fortunately, it's not that easy, and you have to really think outside the box if you want to accomplish your goal. You play as the lovely trio and can switch between them at any given moment. Ed, the loudmouth nincompoop who can dash through obstacles, carry heavy items and bash his head to open crates. The always worried Double D, who can open doors and use a slingshot and a paddle. And finally the man with the plan, Eddie, who uses a yo-yo and stink balloons to stun enemies. The world is a full recreation of the cul-de-sac scene in the show. It was always my dream to go through the neighborhood and look at the buildings, and this game helped me achieve that. All the original voice actors are here and they did a splendid job as well. We have canker boss battles, elaborate parkour challenges, and even a bike race against Kevin. Again, this is not the game for you if you have never watched the show, because everything I just said would make absolutely no sense to you. There's much more to be desired, but for what it's worth, I had fun playing with my Ed boys. Serious Sam 2. From a funny chicken game to an ugly mess of pixels, we go to the game with most likely the cringiest humor ever made. What a great year, am I right guys? For real though, this game is great. It's a Serious Sam game after all, the worst one in the franchise, but it still contains the essence of its predecessors. The sheer number of mayhem at any given time. Just like all the other games in the franchise, they place you on the map and throw hundreds of monsters at you. You cannot hide or cover. It's only you and your gun. So get serious and run at them at full force. The environments are improved tenfold. Now we have lush islands, jungles, tall buildings, huge walls, mysterious swamps, and more. Even some of the monsters are unique to certain environments. That's all fine and dandy. If it was all the game had to offer, I would have placed it on the #1 spot. However, they decided to add a storyline, and man oh man, the cringe is real. This is the weakest part of the game, over 2 hours of cutscenes, which draw out for way too long. The game overall is much more cartoony than before, which helps it stand out in the franchise. It kept the original style of shooting and even improved on it in some areas, and that makes it worthy of a spot on my list.
I knew it! There ain't no games without sewer levels.
Quake IV, and the craziness stops here. This is vastly different from everything I showed you so far. Quake 3 Arena was on my list of 1999, and it was for completely different reasons. This one is a big departure from the series. It's no longer arena-based combat, but a completely linear game. In other words, it looks a lot more like Call of Duty than a Quake game. That's not actually a bad thing, change could be good sometimes, and even though this game was not as fun as Quake 3 was, I can appreciate it for what it is. Firstly, it's a lot darker. The majority of your playtime will be underground in claustrophobic corridors where you would find dozens of enemies. They can pack a punch, but luckily you can as well, especially since your gun supply is not short. Many of the memorable and great guns from the previous games are back. The railgun, plasma rifle, and shotgun to name a few. Each gun works better or worse depending on which enemy you shoot, making you think outside the box and switching weapons constantly. The game is pretty scary actually, the atmosphere can really immerse you in this dark, forgotten place. At one point in the game they cut off your limbs and upgrade you. How brutal is that? And of course we have the boss battles. They are like you would expect, big, hard and very fun. Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. What is this? A console game on a Bad Info's top 5 list? Blasphemy! Well, yeah, you have not seen a console game on the list so far because I don't own consoles. They have always been useless to me and a waste of money. I didn't even play LCS on a console, but with an emulator on my PC. Playing with an Xbox controller definitely changes the playstyle significantly, since it's a lot easier to control Tony, but it's not too far from the original, and the experience, I would imagine, is similar. So what's the game about? You play as Tony Cipriani, yes, the same wannabe tough guy from GTA 3. He has a new voice actor and has lost a lot of weight. You are a part of the Leone family and your job is to prove to your boss how loyal and dependable you can be. Unlike many other GTA games, your goal here is not to be a millionaire, live in a mansion, and get all the hot chicks. Everything you do is for the mafia and for your mom, I guess. Many features are definitely lacking here, especially since it was released after the incredible San Andreas title. You can swim, climb buildings and use interesting vehicles such as a hovercraft. Yeah, that's a huge step back from the other games, but I don't mind. For what it's worth, I had fun playing. Sure, I would have liked a few more features here and there, some better, brighter colors, but that's fine. The humor at least is on point. Liberty City Stories is definitely not the best GTA game of all time, but it definitely is a worthy addition to the franchise. And that's it from me guys, those are my favorite games of 2005. Yeah, a pretty disappointing list filled with weird games which many of you would not play. I would love to see what you think. Share your list because I wanna improve mine and maybe remake the video in the future. 2005 was just not that interesting to me and I hope you change my mind. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.